Hello, this is Dr. Alan Gruning, and welcome to my blog. This is part 2 on my discussion of defeating pain with lifestyle changes. As we discussed in part 1, my focus of this is to try to help you to get out of pain by reducing inflammation through changing things in your life. So we had discussed last time about removing toxins such as tobacco, alcohol, drugs. Those are obvious things. But then we got into a discussion about dietary changes, and the big one that we discussed last time was about getting off of all wheat. Wheat is highly inflammatory, and you need to eliminate it. So let's move on there from now to the next thing, which is to eliminate high fructose corn syrup. So high fructose corn syrup is in a lot of things. In fact, if you read labels of most stuff you're buying in the store, it's got corn syrup in it. High fructose corn syrup is portrayed as just another sugar. Well, in fact, it's not another sugar. It's a poison. It's a toxin. And it has no business being in the human body. First of all, most high fructose corn syrup is made out of genetically modified corn, which is a whole other issue that we'll get to. But second, it's a very, very potent poison, and it's metabolized in your liver much differently than regular sugar is. In fact, high fructose corn syrup is converted in your liver directly to fat, just as alcohol is. So therefore, if you were to drink a can of regular soda that has high fructose corn syrup in it, which most sodas do, it's converted in your liver directly to fat the same way as a can of beer is. So a can of beer and a can of soda are equivalent to the way your body looks at it. Well, those things are highly inflammatory to your body, so you have to get rid of them. So you'll find corn syrup in so many processed foods. So one of the biggest things that you need to do is get rid of processed foods. Processed foods contain a whole host of toxins and poisons in them, from artificial preservatives to artificial ingredients, and some of them are called natural flavor or other natural ingredients. Well, they're not natural at all. In fact, the FDA says that you can have over 160 things in so-called natural flavor, and none of them are natural. They're all made in a laboratory. So why would you want to put that into your body? So things that have an ingredient list are inherently full of bad things that are very inflammatory and cause pain. So one of our goals is to get rid of all of these processed foods. So high fructose corn syrup is a biggie. Artificial sweeteners. So we're living in a day and age where diet things, diet sodas, diet foods are a big deal. What do they contain? Well, most of them contain either aspartame, which is NutraSweet, or Splenda, and these things are very, very potent inflammatory agents. So you need to try to eliminate them from your life. Aspartame is particularly bad. I see so many bad health effects from NutraSweet. It's a poison. It has no business being in our food chain, being on the market. Why the FDA ever allowed this to be released is a long story. But suffice it to say, never have anything that says diet on it. It's all bad. I'd rather you have the regular, strength of whatever it is that you want to have. Preferably, you shouldn't be having any of those things because they all contain too much sugar or too much wheat or too much bad things in them. But get rid of all artificial sweeteners. They're all terrible. Saccharin's one of the worst. It clearly causes cancer. It has no business being anywhere in your body. So a decent sweetener that you could have would either be stevia, which is very natural. It's made from a plant leaf. Or you could have some honey or agave nectar. Those things are fairly safe. Even some organic cane sugar or palm sugar, those things would all be good, but don't have any artificial sweeteners. We also want to get rid of cow's milk. So cow's milk is very inflammatory. I was having a discussion with someone earlier about this, and so cow's milk has no business being in the human body. In fact, cow's milk is made for, you get it, cows. It's to be fed to baby cows. It really has no business being fed to people at all. The proteins that are in cow's milk are very inflammatory to our bodies, not only to your gut, but to your entire body. So getting off of milk and milk products is a big deal. And it's very hard because we all like cheese and ice cream and yogurt and sour cream and all these things, but they're all made out of milk. Milk is a repository for many, many toxins in the environment. A lot of these bad toxins are stored in fat in the animals that consume them. And so then they're processed and concentrated into the milk, which then we drink in these various products. So getting off of cow's milk and its products are a big deal to reducing inflammation and reducing pain. Now, goat's milk is totally different. Goat's milk is a different protein structure. It's much more easily assimilated in our bodies, and so therefore it doesn't have the inflammatory effect that cow's milk does. So goat's milk would be okay, but let's try to cut down or eliminate most of the cow's milk and cow's milk products. This has been Dr. Alan Gruning, and please get my book, Prescription for Health, Living a Balanced Life in a Toxic World, for a more detailed discussion of all of these and other topics.